Forbes calling people retards. Think to yourselves, is that the condition you want to be treated? Is that the condition you want to put your very best foot forward with? I don't think so. Personally, Lucas did the correct choice, in my opinion. He he stood up to Corpse. He took ownership. He took you guys into a new direction. And this new direction isn't like hers. Corpse wasn't the best owner. She cared about power, a role, money. That's not something Lucas cares about. He's young. He's very young. He doesn't need money at the moment. He could live, but he needs this game. He needs these people. He needs everyone here. And although there were many twists and turns in the game, I ask that everyone please be supportive of Lucas. Just please stand up for him. Bear with us. We'll be trying to get another game out as soon as possible. With how things are going right now, I don't want to say Apeirophobia is going to be down. I don't want to say Apeirophobia is going to be up, but the current leadership is not something anyone wants. So we'll be trying our best to put a halt to that. We'll be trying our best to bring out the best content here. We have the OG builders here. We have OG scripters, as you could say. These people made the original Apeirophobia. That game is what brought you guys here. And although the name changed, that isn't anything major. A name, a title, they don't mean much in life. It's what you do. And what we're going to be creating is a new game, a fun, immersive horror game that people want on Roblox. We, unlike others, will be listening to your opinions heavily. We'll be putting our love into the game. If we can't do something in time, we'll be trying our best to get it out. We'll be trying our best to hire a bigger team to manage stuff. So I think the future is quite bright for us. It's generally something that we should all be waiting for. And I'd assume everyone here is going to stay and going to be a part of us. If you don't want to, I'm not going to force you. You guys have been through a lot. Personally, I've been through a lot in life too, but there's always some light at the end. You guys can leave if you want. You guys can stay if you want. If you want to see a bang new game, I'd recommend staying. But I don't want to be that person who forces you to stay or who makes up a bullshit excuse that owners changed because we had problems. I want to be truthful, and I want Lucas to be truthful from now on. Uh, that's it for me. I don't know if Lucas wants to say anything specific.
I think he summed a lot of that up very well, and I appreciate that a lot. Before anything else, there's some things I need to clarify that I've been told and things that have been said. I didn't take this Discord away from them. When things have been bad and I realized that they were never going to change, so we presented them with they made a silent decision, and then while I was asleep, I woke up to them like after they had raided the server. So we're obviously going to be reporting that to Discord. But I need to make it clear I didn't take anything from you, and I didn't give her the community when she asked for it because I knew it wouldn't be in safe hands because of what she said about the community and how much I know it means to her, which is absolutely nothing. When that teaser came out and everyone was complaining, I said something to the developers and they just called the community dumb and lazy, saying that they didn't understand. Corpse has said to me that she doesn't need the community and she could make it informational if she wanted, meaning there'd be no public interaction. But she wouldn't do that to me because then I wouldn't have a job, practically using it as leverage against me.
Yeah. So, guys, with someone saying that you guys aren't valuable, do you want to work with that kind of a person? I'm not saying don't play Apeirophobia. I'm saying under their management, you're giving them money. Playing their game gives them money. Money gives them funds. Money lets them continue. Corpse will not change. I've been here for a month and I've seen a lot of her shades. She's no more than a manipulative person. I personally don't know what to say here. I just want to say that you guys do whatever you guys feel, do whatever you guys trust. But with the person who doesn't care about your community, it would be great karma to show her how much a community really means. To show her that without it, they could hardly reach 1,000 players. Without it, they're nothing. You guys are the game. The game is good. Have a good day, guys.
Yes. Um, yes. Anyhow, continuing on with won't understand that. I got hired to manage the community back when it was in its early stages and there was nothing really. And then I got added to development stuff and I became involved. And everything was fine until Zone obviously got exposed and banned, and we didn't know what to do. And in those development group chats, back then, this was when Colps was just a developer. She claims that when she said those slurs and everything, she was pressured into it. But we have screen recordings showing that was not the case. In one of them, we mentioned a name of someone she didn't like, and then she left and came back and said all that. She was not pressured into anything, she was not pushed by us. That was just her not knowing how to control her emotions. And she said multiple times in those group chats things like, would it be better if I'm just not here? Things like that to try and make us feel bad for her. And there was even a point where she said that her intentions were to ruin the game and she doesn't care about any of us. Then she got removed, as anyone would in that situation. And then she came back crying, guilt tripping, saying she didn't mean any of it. Then why would she say any of it in the first place? And then after that, Zone obviously got terminated. And then it was only me and Corpse online. And we were all extremely stressed because we didn't know how to continue. And then Corpse was there. She said, I'm making a new group and I'm saving a game file. So, mostly me, I figured things out. And then we figured out we could continue if Zone wasn't a part of it. So that's what we did. But after Corpse made the new group, she made herself owner. When she copied the game over, she didn't have the IP of the game. She just made it over as like a security. And then when Zone got online, basically after he saw that it was already made, because of the circumstances, he just said, "Yeah, I'm leaving. You can have the game." And the other lead developer at the time was Mythic, who was the person in the screenshots with the slurs and stuff. And then Mythic and Corp, since they were both equal, they both did the same thing for the game. Mythic did substantially more. They said, okay, we'll both own it, which is fair. So they were both the owner rank. But she owned the group, so she had the final control over everything. And then Mythic said, let's make a holder so it's equal. And she refused because she doesn't want to give up any of the power that she had, even with the person who was supposed to be the other owner. And then in a day or two after that, he got removed. And that's nothing short of an abuse of power, because how can you fire someone who's equal to you? Except they weren't equal, and Corpse knew that because she had ownership of the group. And she wouldn't make a holder, she wouldn't give that up for anything because she's never going to give up her power. And that was the problem with me. In the time of stress, Zone gave the Discord to his friend, and then his friend gave it to me because I did everything for it. So then I had the Discord, and she had the game. It was split between both of us. But that was her problem with me. Just as I said, she would never share the power she had with anyone. She was scared of that. It made her uncomfortable because she knows if she has ownership of everything, no one can do anything against her. But I had ownership of this Discord where the community was, and she was scared of that and me. So then one morning, I wake up to like 20 DMs from her saying, I wish you would just give me the Discord. I know you don't care about what I want. I see how it is. It feels uncomfortable for me. Sad face. I can't do anything. And me knowing all the stuff she's done before this and how my staff team doesn't even trust her because she was breaking rules and abusing her permissions before she even became owner. And it was shared between us. I wasn't going to give it to her because I wasn't going to leave my community owned by someone that I know was so horrible. So I said no. Because her reasoning was she wanted to remove her roles when she feels like it and lurk in the shadows. Which wasn't the true reasoning. Because after she said everything against me, after she went to talk shit about me to all the developers, she just said, I only wanted it because I wanted to feel special and I was jealous. And I think that says a lot. And I don't really think that's qualities that an owner should have or what an owner should be saying. And she even left the Discord and she said, fuck the community. And she left. And she only joined back after I said, what am I supposed to tell the community now? Because I think she realized me having to tell the community that she left because she didn't get the power she wanted would look bad on her. So she came back. And even mid arguments, some of you know Taki. He got fired and was rightfully mad about it. And then he would message Corp sometimes. And in the middle of an argument, she would just send me something Taki sent and start crying with sad anime gifs. And I don't know what she was trying to do. But it wasn't helping her situation. And also, another thing that she did before even becoming owner, she created multiple dramas and even a love triangle around the owner Zone. I have proof of her going into other girls' DMs and saying, Zone isn't yours. Leave him alone. which literally started drama over him. And mind you, she was in a relationship at the time. So why is she going and arguing and starting stuff in other girls' DMs for just talking to Zone or being close to him, saying he's not yours? I think that's a sign of jealousy. And I was always with the other build that we were always talking because she would always get unfair bonuses and Robux for not doing anything. So something had to be going on. I don't know what it was, but something was definitely going on. So I don't think she ever deserved the game. I just think she was at the right place at the right time and had ownership. And then I had the Discord. So you'd think she would see us as partners or equals that both own different parts. No, she only saw me as someone she could use and someone she could get rid of. And I went and she was also like overpaying herself as well for doing the bare minimum. She claims it was for owning, and owning is supposed to mean something, which it does. But when I'm doing most of the management stuff that she was supposed to be doing, it really doesn't. And then when we said something about it, she goes, "No, if that happens, I can't help my mum. I can't support my mum." And I don't think that has any relation to business. And obviously she was the owner, so no one could do anything about it other than have to sit and listen and take it. And she says that I was overstepping my boundaries being involved in development and everything. I'm not a developer, nor have I ever claimed to be, but I would manage the development team, I would hire people, I would give my advice, and it was perfectly fine. And then one day she just decides to spring it on me that I'm overstepping my boundaries and everything. But I had been involved in development, not even by her, before she became owner. I didn't even ask for it. And it was normalized, so it continued that way. And then I realized that wasn't in my official title. My official title is the community manager. So I messaged her. I'm like, since I've been doing more than just in the Discord stuff for quite some time, I think I should recognize as a more general manager. And she said yes. And she said many times, "You're a general manager." And then only a few days later in arguments, she'd go back to it. She'd say, "You don't do anything outside of the Discord, you're just the Discord guy." And she'd take it back. And the developers would blame that on me. They claimed I was vague about my position. But I don't think that's my fault because I was genuinely confused where she stood because she took it back when it was convenient for her. Just like the development team also blamed me for starting issues and everything. I don't believe I'm 100% perfect in the situation, but I do believe that her actions were wrong and she needs to take accountability and she was at fault too. I think we're both at fault. But in conversations with her and the development team, it was not like this. They blamed it all on me, ignored me, and painted me as some sort of distraction and problem. I didn't want this. I just wanted to be treated normally as an equal. And the second I asked her to take any accountability, she would leave group chats or ignore me or say, "What have I done wrong?" So I think it's finally time she needs to be held accountable because I am not the only person she has affected. There is multiple people. Even after my announcement, I've had people come to my DMs and share with me evidence of Amy doing the exact same thing to them. And I have evidence of everything I say. I have nothing to hide and I don't say things just because I feel like it. I have folders upon folders on my phone with like over 200 screenshots and screen recordings. I'm not saying things that don't have any truth to them because they do, and I have proof that they do. So the fact the community has gotten to this point is not my fault, and I was not going to leave the community in her incapable hands. because she is very much emotionally unstable. Even with Cryo, who she's dating, I once witnessed an argument between them that happened over a joke. They made a joke about unfriending each other or something, and then Cryo did it and then friended her again. And then she left the group chat and started crying and said, "I would kill myself if you left me like that." That is literally emotional blackmail, and I felt so bad for him in the moment. But I know Cryo would never support me or listen to me because he was the co-owner. So I went to him with these issues, but he would never listen because he's admitted he would have to fight through a personal bias, which would be saying something against his girlfriend, which is something that he just will not do because that's just him. And another reason I was not going to leave the community in their hands, they have abused their permissions multiple times. I have woken up and seen multiple members banned because they jokingly flirted with Amy, and Cryo banned them as a misclick, and I had to unban them. And then, obviously, when someone's shouting slurs, saying all this stuff, disrespecting the community, making my job, belittling my job down to just, I'm making the Discord organized because she's too lazy. She doesn't care about the community. The community is the reason the game is popular, and it's important to nurture the community and give back to it when you can. But she doesn't. She sees everyone here as just people that she can use and people that she can gain something from, people she can get money out of. Even a screenshot shared with me, she's saying to someone, "I wish you didn't become a noob. I could have given you 100,000 Robux." Go back to the Ols, their name. The submissive one. What is that supposed to mean? You want complete control over them? You want them to be submissive to you? It doesn't make sense to me. Her actions, some of them I just can't explain. If you read the document provided, there's a lot of information and screenshots, but that's probably 5% of it. There's so much more. She's not capable and she doesn't deserve the community. And she can't change my mind on that because she stated many times she doesn't care. The development team has said the community is dumb and lazy for providing any feedback. So I was not going to leave the community I have built up, that I have stuck with, to people who are so incapable and people who don't appreciate or care about the community. And I know you're sick and tired of this all. Think about how I feel. I'm extremely tired of this all as well. This is the last thing I ever wanted. But nothing would ever change. It's been 2 owners now, which is why I think Apeirophobia is a tainted game. It was owned by a racist pedophile. It will forever be tainted. And now it's owned by an ableist, homophobic manipulator. I don't think there's anything good for that game in the future. And I know this isn't going to affect the player counts. I know this isn't going to affect them. But she needs to be held accountable, just like Zone was. And expanding on that, when they raided the server, we have evidence of that. So Discord reports are going to be filed, and we will see what else can be done. But she's going to continue to lie and slander my name with her development team that are going to support her through everything. But we're going to move on as a great community. I owe everything to this community. I've spent the past 6 months here, and I wouldn't have had it any other way, even with all the dramas, even with all the insults, even with everything I've had to deal with because of it. I would not want it any other way, because I appreciate every single one of you for being here, and every single one of you that's participated in a giveaway or chatted in general. I appreciate you so much, because this community means everything to me. And even though we're not with Polaroid Studios anymore or Apeirophobia, I still believe there are great things for the community, because we are going to move forward and we are going to create a new game, and we are not going to have issues like this ever again. And each one of you here can hold me to that, because we are not going to have those issues again. I have learnt that it's just not worth it. And it's a distraction to everybody, and it stresses everybody out. So after today, I know the issue's still going to be talked about for weeks and weeks, and I probably might talk about it again. But this is not our focus anymore. I'm not focused on this drama. I'm not focused on how I was treated. I'm not focused on it. This was a great opportunity for me, because the cycle will continue tomorrow unless something changes today. And what's happened today is something has changed. And we've branched off, and this is a new opportunity for everyone here, and a new opportunity for the Discord to move on from Zone, to move on from every single distraction or hurdle we've had, and just look forward to the future, because I believe that the future for this community is very bright, and there's a lot of things we have coming, and we will not let you down. If you want to leave, you're free to, but there are a lot of things on the way, and we will keep you all as involved in that as we can. And that is about all I have to say. I'll open up general again after this. If you want to see some screenshots and stuff, you can look at the document. I also posted it on Twitter. I just hope I'm her last victim, because I'm not her first victim. And I hope this is the end of the cycle. Thank you. Oh yeah. If you have questions, you can post them in general, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I know a lot of people asking if Apeirophobia is continuing. Yes, it is, in a new server, but we're not going to advertise that server, because we do not want any relation to that game. And again, we're going to be working with Discord and Roblox to see what we can do about the game, because Corpse definitely doesn't deserve her platform. So we'll see what we can do. Yes, we are hiring a development team. We already have a lot of previous Apeirophobia developers working on it. Like, you might know Tacky, Mythic. And we are going to create a new game. And it will be a new beginning for this community because we broke the cycle. We don't exactly know what the new game is going to be, but even though we don't know what it is, development has already started. And it's gonna be good. And I know she's gonna clap back or lie or do whatever she wants. But I think Future was right in saying images and evidence speak louder than anything anyone can say. And we have the evidence. Every single argument we've had, I have mountains of evidence. I have seen what she said about me, and within not even 10 minutes, I was able to disprove half of it anyway. Like the fact she said she was allowed to say the F slur because she's bisexual. If you scroll up in announcements, we literally have proof of her saying she's not. I didn't take action earlier because through everything, I still saw her as a friend. And that's why a lot of people stay in abusive environments, because while there might be bad times, there's good times. And there were good times. There were good times with everyone. So that's why I stayed, because I didn't want to give up on her. But she gave up on me first. And she only wanted what was the worst for me. And I tried to fix things, but I couldn't. I tried to get others involved. It didn't change anything, which led to us having to provide them with that ultimatum. And they didn't even discuss it. I never left them. The fact she said the F slur is a massive point. It's homophobia. And to use a slur as an insult like that, horrible, especially considering the context. And yes, I did delete all the moderator roles and everything because I didn't want anyone to abuse anyone that might have been manipulated by them to nuke the server or whatever. So I made sure we're not taking any chances, but everything is gonna be back to normal, and we are going to update you all on the game. We're going to keep you all updated as much as we can on the game. And we're not entirely sure if it's going to still be backrooms related. But we're still going to stick with the theme of liminal spaces and everything like that. And you will all be, I can't say enough, but we will keep you guys in the loop as soon as I see something or I know something. It's likely you'll see it too. And it'll be on this server because this community is amazing. And I wasn't gonna leave it in incapable hands. And yeah. I didn't speak up earlier because I didn't want to go against someone that I saw as a friend and an equal. I thought we were both in this together, but then I realized she was just working against me, and she literally ruined my reputation amongst all the developers, leading them to hate me and say things as well. So they wouldn't listen to me, and they still won't listen to me. Corpse isn't banned yet. I have submitted a report to Discord on multiple people for raiding the Discord, which is an offense in itself. And also the other screenshots I have, I reported that too. And I don't know what can be done on the Roblox side of things, but something will be done. I do think that this issue, because this is how things would go. I would wake up to her saying something in my DMs. I would say, I would have a different opinion basically, and that was never okay with her. And every single time, she would go back to the same arguments. I do nothing. I can fire you. I'm the owner. All of that. And why? Because it's the only thing that gave her stability. It's the only thing she knew she had control over. And that's why I scared her. Because she didn't have complete control over me. Apeirophobia will be continued. They are in a different server, and they are continuing development and trying to move on from this. But I'm saying that if Amy's still gonna be there, she needs to be held accountable, and she needs to know that she was in the wrong, because I know that I wasn't perfect in the situation either. I said things I regret, I did things I regret. But the thing I regret most of all is staying in the friendship and that group as long as I did. Again, that the document is in announcements, and I also posted it on Twitter. And no, the owner's not dead. But I just think she's horrible, and I feel bad for people that have to deal with her, because I've seen firsthand what she's done to people. I don't think it's dramatic. I feel bad because she's getting away with guilt tripping people and doing everything that she's doing. Which is why I don't think this is dramatic. I think this is necessary. As I said, she literally said to her boyfriend over a joke, "I would kill myself if he left me like that." And in general, in this server general, she says, "I am the worst owner, blah, 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 blah." And I called her out on that. I said, "You just want pity." And she said, "Yeah, you're right." And I was like, "Yeah, I am right. Thank you." You say I'm not resolving it in private, but what you don't understand is how much I tried to resolve it in private. I didn't get anyone else involved until I learnt that she was getting other people involved. I learnt that she was going to the people I thought were my friends and talking mad shit about me and giving them a biased perspective. The people I went to, every single message in arguments that would happen, I showed them everything. And they point is she wasn't capable of dealing with it privately, and all the developers and all the people that could help me would never do anything against her. So it wasn't she needs to be held accountable, and I couldn't do that. I tried for months to do that, but I couldn't. So now here we are. Why did I ping the whole community? Because we're completely moving. We're not related to that game anymore, or that studio. If she gets punished, well, she'd obviously just make a new account and continue it, but if the game was continued, it would just be taken down again. So, that's if it was taken down originally, which we still don't know. But I still think the evidence speaks for itself. And if Corp says anything else about me or whatever she wants to say, I'm not gonna continue it. Because I know my truth. The people around me know my truth. And I don't care what she has to say, because her behavior is horrible. Whether if she wants to call me out for whatever, she's free to do so. But I've done what had to be done. And all I ask is that she be held accountable. Sure, you can message me. I will add you. But this is what had to happen. And yeah, that is about it. So I'm gonna go eat dinner. And again, the documents and announcements, and I also post it on Twitter. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to what's next. Thank you.